Well, I just came from a Senate Armed Services hearing, as did Senator McCain, and I asked Secretary Kendall about what, he's the Undersecretary for Defense Acquisition, is nominated for that position. What would this do to our defense industrial base? And he said it would be devastating, meaning thousands of jobs in this country at stake. So make no mistake, this is not just about which is incredibly important, our constitutional duty to protect the American people, which Secretary Panetta has said this will undermine our national security for generations. But we're talking about thousands of jobs. So there's been a study done that in my home state of New Hampshire, the impact would be 3,300 jobs. So that's just one state in terms of the impact. And one thing I was struck by this morning of what Secretary Kendall said, he reiterated what Secretary Panetta had told him about sequestration. And that's that it's so crazy that nobody would ever do it. Well, we do some things around here that always aren't so smart at times. So I don't think we should add crazy on top of it when it comes to our national defense. To have our Secretary of Defense and the Undersecretary of Acquisition to say, so crazy nobody would do it. So if it's so crazy that nobody would do it, why aren't we coming together now? We have a bill to stop the impact of the sequestration in the first year, and I call on my colleagues from the other side of the aisle to join us to work this out so that we can't let something crazy happen to the national defense of this country. And let me just give a couple of examples that I think are very, very pointed. The Chief of Naval Operations has said that our naval fleet, at a time when the administration has shifted their focus to the Asia Pacific, at a time when we know what's happening with Iran in the Straits of Hormuz, when we need a strong naval fleet to defend this country, that if sequestration goes forward, we will go down to 235 from a current fleet of 285 right now, 50 ships. What that means, what we've talked to the Navy about it, what does sequestration mean per year for the Navy? $15 billion. Do you know what $15 billion is for the year just for the Navy? This is one branch. That is their annual shipbuilding budget. All the ships, all the submarines, that's one way to get to 15 billion. The other way to get to 15 billion through sequestration is the entire aviation budget. So we can have a Navy without ships, we can have a Navy without planes, or you can get to it through double of your maintenance budget, or we can do so we don't maintain any of our current assets of ships and planes, and that's, you got to double that to get there just for 1 year of sequestration for the Navy. So that's what we're talking about. It is crazy, and so we've got to stop it for the sake of our military, stop it for the sake of protecting the United States of America, and stop it so that we don't put a lot of people out to work. And we can't wait till December for this, because I've heard it from employers in my own state. I've certainly heard it from our defense industrial base, and we've also heard it from our military leaders that we've got to work this out now, and we can't leave it for a lame duck session. We owe that to the people of this country.